Now broadcasting from the Next Gen Conservative Studio in sunny South Florida, bringing you the latest in politics, current events, and pop culture. This is the Whitfield Report with Sam Whitfield.
Hey there, everyone. Welcome to the show. I am your host, Sam Whitfield, and joining me, as always, is Akiba Insomnia. And I hope you guys are doing well.
Akiba. Just Akiba's fine.
Okay.
That's just what they call me on the bird site.
Okay. Well, I don't know.
A slave name.
Well, you might have insomnia. I don't know.
Oh, I do. 100%. That's why I go.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, I'm a gamer too. Don't we all have insomnia, or is that just because I play Arkham Knight too much in the dark at night?
The good ones have insomnia. By the way, I sent you the link with the video you were looking for earlier.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see that, and I appreciate that.
You're very welcome.
By the way, I'm told that I'm a psychopath because I played The Last of Us at night, pitch black, with just the TV screen.
Why wouldn't you play any game at night with the lights off? Like, what, do you watch movies with the sun glaring in?
What? Well, no, the idea that I guess it's the idea that like it's like a horror zombie game, and you don't want to get, but I mean the jump scares are part of the fun of that game.
Even then, it's not. It's just that it's jump scares. It's not terror. Like playing The Last of Us in the dark, pitch black, with nobody around you and no silence but the game is not the same experience as playing PT with the lights off and dark and nobody else around you. There are actual horror terror experiences that the dark really does enhance. But for any type of spooky zombie, you have soft Spanish guitar, daylight, and Joel's bearded face looking grizzled. You know what I mean? And that's not scary. Yeah. And I don't want the lights on during that part, or I don't want the lights off during that part, but on during zombies. I don't want to have to get up. I am a gamer. Movement is not my thing.
And usually, because most of us work during the day, we game, we game at night, or at least I usually game when the sun is going down just about, and it's like, do I really want to pause at this moment to turn on the lights? Maybe I should, but nah, I'm not going to. So
artificial light's not good for you. We're not talking about like having sunlight. This is artificial. Like I work in a place with fluorescent lighting and I hate it. My boss, because I turned my lights off in my office, and my boss was like, why do you have your lights off? And I was like, oh, it's easier for my eyes. I don't strain as hard. It doesn't like wear me out as much. I was like, oh, okay, well, you need to have them on just in case so people know you're in there. I'm like, all right.
You might be my new best friend, because not to derail from the show too much from what we already have, but I've never liked fluorescent lights, and everyone thinks I'm insane, but I remember when we were in school, public school, and they had all those fluorescent flicking lights.
It's the worst in school, man. It's the worst.
It's just all in your head. No, it's fucking not. So
that shit, it's so weird. It's not nutriating like the sun. It's not rewarding like the sun, but it keeps you just barely conscious enough. And sometimes not even that. Sometimes it's so stress straining it makes you pass out.
I've been going to a Chinese acupuncturist for I've been going on and off throughout my entire life, but I've been
does he only charge you half price because he only needs to acupuncture half of the body?
Is
it worth it to really do the other half?
Yeah, it is. I mean, I do get charged like full. I do get charged full price, but interesting enough, it's a woman, and it's actually an American woman that got trained by a Chinese medical doctor, but she's like, no, yeah, the fluorescent light, that's not a myth. It's bad.
Yeah,
So
no. Fuck. We say fuck fluorescent lighting on this show.
yep, that's why I have LEDs in this room.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, also those weird square like light bulb things, yeah, those worked out real well, didn't they?
Yeah.
But
I don't know.
anyway,
I mean, the only light you need is from a monitor or a TV. That's all we need in our life.
yeah,
The sun, monitors, and TVs.
yeah, that's good. Oh shoot,
Oh,
we
stovetop
already
lighting. Go ahead.
well, yeah, that too. We do have a donation from Fat Kick Boy over on Rumble for $1, and now it's our first Rumble super chat. So thank you.
There we go. Thank you.
Yeah, we're finally on Rumble too, folks. So and we're on Odyssey as well, because I have a feeling that YouTube may or may not pull tonight's stream, which they've done that before. So
this is the one where I can really say some fucking gamer words. I mean, if it's already gonna be a Titanic, I may as well have some fun.
Well, part of the reason why I guess they're pulling videos now is because of the Paul Pelosi thing, that's going on. And tonight's episode is called Pelosi Gets Hammered, because that is literally what happened, and I will pull
like
the video.
GTA character.
Yeah, no, it's who says that video games aren't realistic?
It's that same kind of overhead auto track, move your character closer to be in hit range kind of swing. Homeboy was too fat to move that fast.
Well, it's also we've seen all the South Park. I'm sure we've seen all the South Park Garrison memes relating to this, and at first I thought, oh, this is just a meme squad, but oh no, memes are becoming reality, I guess. So
I mean, they did in 2016, and it was fucking glorious.
Yeah. And who knew?
Pepe, the mad lad.
And here, what was it? Was it you or no? I think it might have been someone else whose podcast I was on, who was like, I endorse Kanye fully, but not because of the anti-Semitic stuff. I just want the memes to come true.
I mean, that's the beautiful thing. No matter what, the memes will flow. They've always flowed out of Ye. They always will.
Yeah, I mean, Ye is a living meme. All right, so let's see what we've got going on.
It certainly was after the South Park episode.
Yeah. I'm surprised that the fish sticks thing hasn't come up recently, because you would think with the Fuentes thing and the cat, I'm surprised that Fuentes hasn't been parodied by South Park. Actually, I have to admit, because if I remember correctly,
Go ahead.
Didn't they do PewDiePie when he was like still obscure?
No, they did PewDiePie when he was popular. They did PewDiePie well after his peak into stardom. A peak which didn't really quit, and I'll just say that. I mean, the most we ever got was Patton Oswalt screaming, "Come on, Gator, let's go!" on Reno 911. I think that's the closest we'll ever get in that sector.
Well, I mean, yeah, probably. Well, we've also had,
because Milo never made it onto South Park, and Milo is almost a fucking South Park character by himself. To be fair,
Oh yeah. Well, there's been rumors for years that he was like a left winger subvert, and I don't know if I buy that, but just based off of like the few interactions I've had with him online, he's a wild character.
He'd fit in perfectly with asshole Garrison. Like,
yeah.
I can see the bits in my head already. It's that simple.
Yeah. Well,
Also,
I mean,
by the way, speaking of South Park, people, if none of you have ever played South Park: The Stick of Truth or South Park the Fractured Butthole, yes, I said that properly. Go play those. They're fantastic fucking video games, especially the Fractured Butthole.
you know,
Mind you, that is fractured but whole. WHOLE.
You know, I never played Fractured Butthole, but I did play Stick of Truth, thinking, oh, this is just gonna be a terrible TV ripoff.
Because they always
game.
have been. Yeah, they always have
No,
been.
it's this one was good.
Fractured Butthole is, you can feel the rush of the game, like how much it was rushed, but it really is pretty goddamn good. And the DLC adds that little bit extra to just be super duper fun. If you're looking for a game that'll make you laugh, Fractured Butthole.
So in other words, the DLC was actually worth it. It wasn't just filler because we were too lazy to complete the entire game like most.
Think of it, I mean, it's DLC, but think of it like expansions. They are their own little self-contained stories, and you get a new character partner in each one. It's like the Fallout DLCs or the Skyrim DLCs. Or I mean Elder Scrolls, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I might have to check that out then. So
definitely take a trip down to your local bay where there are ships with Jolly Rogers posted, and go ask some people. Maybe you'll find something by a Plaza or a Skid Row type of character, and he'll be able to say, hey, here's everything. You never know.
No,
because fuck Ubisoft.
Oh yeah, well listen, we could do a whole 3-hour show on just fuck Ubisoft.
And it'd mostly be mocking the French.
Yeah.
Not even the company, just the French.
Well, I mean, how many Assassin's Creed, games do we really need at this point?
We have the Ezio trilogy. We don't need anything else.
Amen.
I'm gonna get controversy, and I have nothing against Black Flag, but I think the series peaked with the Ezio trilogy. I think they pushed the bounds so well and did so goddamn good, they can never ever touch close again.
Yeah, well, for a long time I thought Assassin's Creed was the Ezio trilogy. For a while,
I wouldn't blame you. Yeah,
that's what it was. But anyway, speaking of video game characters, let's see Paul Pelosi got
an American
hammered.
assassin attempting to rescuate un pace, a husband of a politician. I don't remember this part in Assassin's Creed 3.
Nope. This was more like GTA or something. So, but. By the way, is the audio coming?
Definitely don't want Hall up here. I definitely don't want Hall up here. Hello. Yeah. Fucking said 2620, right? No, 2640. Oh. Yeah, it literally said in there. Hi. Hey guys. How you doing?
How are you?
What's going on, man?
Everything's good.
Hi. Drop the hammer.
Nope. Hey.
What is going on right now?
I'm not getting an answer on call back.
Bro, oh shit.
From the area that you're looking at.
I got him, Edward 14, Edward 10, back up, code 3.
Code 3 back up at 26.
Give me your fucking hand!
Units code 3.
Give me your fucking hand!
40 Broadway for 14 out.
Edward 14, Edward 10, medics code 3 as well. You got it?
Sorry, 14 over Tuesday, medic code 3.
Affirmative.
All right. So the wonderful thing about that is for those listening to us as a podcast, you can pretty much tell exactly what happened. What sounded like what happened is what happened. There was a weird scene, there was a hammer, and oh shit. That's basically the clip. I thought he might have been fucking dead at first because I wasn't even aware that this had happened at all. I just saw the clip and I was like, oh fuck. And then I heard that first and I was like, is that him shitting himself or is he snoring? Is he fucking dead? Does it go that fast? And then I kept hearing this. I'm like, oh, homeboy's out cold. He's having a good sleep. Oh my god, he was out like a fucking
what gets me is at first like how the cops are just like, hey guys, what's going on? Like,
because he kind of had leaned back before the door really opened, so it just slowly swung open. It looked like they were just standing there without having opened the fucking door. Like it's almost like a fucking internet video of something you'd expect to see that's like staged on TikTok or some shit.
Yeah, but I mean that begs the question. It seems like these two guys, like it seems like Paul Pelosi knew this guy, whatever his name is. It doesn't seem like the cops would just barge in and Paul would be like, hey, how's it going, officers? If he didn't know.
Well, from what I had read, it was something like he had threatened Paul saying like, don't open it, you know what'll happen. It's like, and dude, he's like, I'm going to open it. He's like, don't do it. You know what'll happen. And he just fucking opens it.
Yeah,
because apparently that was he knew what was going to happen, but he had to. It was his only option he had.
Yeah, it's
apparently the dude said later in a testimony or whatever, I left the house that day to fight tyranny. My brother in Christ, you're going after a fucking Californian politician. You're not going after anybody in big oil, big pharma, anything that has created laws to extort us. You're not going after government. Technically government official, but you're not going after glow in the darks. What tyranny are you fighting, good sir? There is a man who was so mad at the IRS, he crashed a plane into it. What are you doing? Like, really?
Yeah, there was a guy who like broke into the White House during the Obama administration and was just walking around the White House for like 10 minutes before Secret Service noticed him. Now that's a bit more gutsy than trying to, I guess, hammer Paul Pelosi.
Homeboy walked up to former Prime Minister Shinzo Abe with two tubes taped together with electrical tape, a battery, a hair trigger on a goddamn fucking luggage strap, walked up to him and fucking blasted. Now, I'm not saying Shinzo Abe was tyrannical, but what I am saying is dudes have done assassinations a lot better.
Yeah.
But apparently, the dude's plan was he was going to kidnap Nancy and ask her questions. And if she told the truth, she'd be okay. And if she lied, he said he would break her kneecaps. How is this fighting tyranny?
Yeah. Well, and also if that was the plan, like, again, we don't condone any of this, but
it's not.
If you were to plan something, wouldn't you want to make sure that she's there and like scout out routes or something? Like every movie I've seen where like terrorists kidnap the president or something like that. Like the terrorists at least always, they always scout out the routes. They always have an insider or something like that, to like figure out where the
I feel like we as Americans have lost touch with our roots. and maybe you'll agree in this too, I feel like we've lost touch with the foundation of our country of which we were built. I feel like we all forgot how to be terrorists to a tyrannical government, like really actually like rebellious, like join or die, not these are my pronouns kind of shit, right?
Yeah.
Like liberty for all, no taxes, not communism's our way and how everyone can be equal. You know what I mean? And this is a perfect case of we American rebels, and not the South, by the way. Those rebels, who they're keeping strong no matter what, boy. But these kinds of quote rebels, the West Coast style, right?
Yeah.
They're not threatening. I'm sorry, you're not threatening when you have purple hair and you look like you have like 72 Big Macs stuffed in a fat suit and you're doing a fucking thing for the View. You know?
Not I'll add to that. He probably got those Big Macs, but he probably didn't even go to McDonald's. Knowing this guy, he probably Uber Eats and had those McDoubles delivered because fuck knows.
I mean, he's in fucking shorts. He's going to commit fucking kidnapping and assault, possibly murder, in shorts. And I think he has a fucking man bun. Like, you know.
And then
be a country.
Well, and then listen, I'm not a fan of I'm not a fan of the Pelosi's, but
neither am I.
But I will be fair to Paul because one of the I don't know if it's a shit post or if people actually believe this, but they're like, well, that's Pelosi's gay lover, and their evidence is Paul Pelosi had his pants off and he was just in his underpants, and it's like, motherfucker, usually when no one's at home, I don't wear pants if it's just me.
Why the fuck would you wear pants at home unless you're cold? Like, are these people not human? Do they not work? Like, come home from work and take your pants off because shit's just fucking swampy down there. You need to let it fucking like. Don't you like airflow in your crotch? You like, what the fuck?
Yeah. So that's that's. And
I'll give it to Paul. I'll give it to Paul. Motherfucker act like a stone cold gangster. He's like, don't you dare open it. I'll hurt you. Motherfucker just opens it. He's like, okay, Tubby, do it. Fucking baller. And then he gave us the greatest fucking weird. It's almost like something you'd see in analog horror or creepypasta kind of shit. Like something shot in like Source Filmmaker, right? Just a creepy idea that works for something horror based. Because it's so strange. Because they're both looking directly at the door as it swings open. Both of them have the hands there. And the cops are they're just staring at him standing still. It's such a weird thing if you're that cop approaching. Like, it is something out of like right now, a popular analog horror series that's out there is called Mandela Catalog. And part of one of their storylines is a cop dealing with these weird alien imposter creature things. It's that kind of fucking weird vibe energy. Which is like, what's going on here? Like, they thought they were being fucking pranked. It's like, where's dang old Ashton Kutcher? Where's the MTV Cruise?
I haven't heard Ashton Kutcher's name in a long time, but I mean, listen, at this point, who needs reality TV? We have. If the last 5 years has taught me anything, it's that we don't need reality TV because we have the internet. And
you know who else thinks that, Sammy? Ashton Kutcher. So you know what he's actually doing? He is working his nonprofit company and doing constant fundraisers and campaign ads to fight against child sex abuse in Hollywood.
Oh, he's been doing that for years, and that's
what I'm saying. That's why you haven't heard him mentioned, because he's out of the limelight fighting the good fight.
Yeah.
God, it's gonna be sad when he dies in 5 fucking years from mysterious suicide.
Well, no, I will give it to him and Demi Moore both. I mean, she's always been a bit crazy, but that was something that they did together. Although Although
Mhm.
now I hear that she's like somehow back together with Bruce Willis, even though he's married. I don't know,
Why you
but
hating on Bruce? Let that man have
no,
whatever he wants. He helped make the greatest Christmas movie ever.
that he did. He also made one of the he also made one of the greatest, most underrated superhero movies ever. Uh,
Um.
Unbreakable.
Oh fuck yeah. Okay. Yeah. Wow. No,
I mean,
I forgot that.
and yes, Unbreakable is a superhero movie. I know that the ending with Glass kind of sucked, but those first two movies, damn, damn were and James McAvoy is creepy. He can play the horror genre when he wants
Right.
to.
And don't
But
forget Fifth Element. He can have as many wives as he wants,
yeah.
as far as I care. But yeah, no, this is a weird I'm used to watching cop videos. I'm used to watching fucked up videos and weird videos and all kinds of shit. This one was just genuinely like I had to go and rewatch the segment just because it unfolded in such a weird way.
Yeah, so did I. And then apparently there's another story of like and I'm trying to find that where cops uh killed a guy. Um
Oh, the
eh,
five black cops that they're saying is white supremacy.
yeah, that one
I don't
that
think the
I
video has a video released.
uh yeah, so that's probably why I can't find anything on it. But yeah, apparently there was a video of like five cops
African
beating
American
someone.
cops beating another African
Yeah,
American man.
yeah. And
Just violently like abuse of power. Yes,
yeah, which does happen, but
absolutely. Yeah.
isn't it funny that like we're not hearing about it at all on Twitter or really anywhere
Oh no,
else?
we are, and what we're hearing is the narrative, and there are people speaking out against it because it's stupid, but there are plenty of people, the checkmark kind of people, trying to say that it's related to white supremacy, and if you don't understand that, you don't understand race, and
Yeah. See,
like I wish I was as fit as these people so I could compete at mental gymnastics as well. Because I just can't make stretches that big and leaps that great. They're so much in better shape than me.
I I haven't been able to. No, you and I are more physically fit because we're still grounded in reality. Our minds aren't floating out
I'm
there
just
and
fat. That's all that means. I'm fat and you're in a
well.
wheelchair. That's how we're grounded.
Well,
I meant because
yeah.
the wheelchair weighs fucking weight, not that you. God damn it, Sammy. I wasn't
Well,
being
yeah.
like
No,
that.
no, it's fine. It's fine. You're fat. I'm crippled. We both work for a fat coin merchant, apparently.
Apparently, I don't know. I don't have to report anything from him. I get to the IRS.
Not,
I don't know if I'm on the fucking
I
tape.
neither do I. But that's the rumors that you and I are both on the payroll. And
I mean,
again, I
technically,
like
I've been paid in Mexican silver, so
well, so have I. I always keep it on my desk as a reminder to the A-logs out there. But um yeah. Real talk though, I mean, listen, I don't think anyone has ever denied that police brutality exists, but it's the narrative that like that it's only white cops that do like heinous shit, and that's the problem.
the Mexican cops, Asian cops, black cops, probably some fucking Eskimo cops up in Alaska. Who knows?
Probably. Well, and the other thing is it looks like a blatant abuse of power from the story so far, but we don't know the whole story.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, listen,
I will say 5 on 1 guy Usually, you don't need that much.
Yeah.
It's a little sus. That matchup's a little sus. Like you guys know his max threshold limit is only so high. You don't need to kick it into overdrive with the extra unit.
Yeah, that is suspect, but also it goes to it kind of goes to my theory about police brutality, which is instead of just talking like racism all the time. Again, this is a thing. Why don't we talk about mental health in this country ever? I know it's a boring topic, but it's like
you can't turn that into a political position. That's why. No one will care if you're for that. But if you're for like equal opportunity and race, that'll get you votes. Nobody gives a fuck about mental health awareness in campaign time. That's exactly why.
Yeah. No, that's exactly. And I'm not defending these cops at all, but maybe being a cop is a really stressful job. And maybe
go ahead.
Maybe I'm just speculating. Maybe a cop has a really bad day and maybe loses their shit. I'm not saying it's justified, but I'm saying, people losing their shit, cops are human too. And
if people working at Best Buy can lose their shit, a cop can lose their shit in the same fucking way. Because I guarantee you the person losing their shit at fucking Best Buy has not been stabbed, shot, or had their gun stolen on them to kill them.
Yeah.
I've always stood by. I mean, granted, my father was law enforcement in the military, but I've always just had that fucking clear thought of, I can't do your job. I would crumple under the anxiety, stress, pressure, hour shifts, time commitment, and everything else. Not to mention the horrors you can tend to see, let alone seeing the worst of society and learning that the system is fucked no matter what way. I couldn't do that. I don't have that level of character to be able to handle that, let alone handle that fairly and efficiently. I would corrupt the fuck out if I was a cop. Easy. Temptation's far too fucking easy. I'll admit that. So anybody that does it and sticks with that job, and by all means, more power, because that's a hard motherfucking job to have.
Yeah, and I mean, the other thing too is I have a friend from a gaming forum I've been, part of for years, and he and I have gotten to know each other, and his dad was a cop in the NYPD for several years. And my friend, when he was in high school, was did the whole, well, Dad, I want to be a cop like you. And this was like right before everything kind of went to this was before George Floyd, and his dad basically said, nope, no you don't, son. And he said, because being cop is shitty, and now with everyone in government, and the media making us look like assholes, it's not worth it anymore. So yeah, it's weird state where we're at with cops. But like I said, we're probably not going to hear anything about this story since it's black on black cop violence.
Yeah, they're trying to diffuse it with the white supremacy bullshit, and it'll just fade out, and then no one will care. There won't be protests. There won't be demands for there will be demands for justice. They won't be broadcasted. Nobody will see them, and it will fade as it does.
Yeah,
and that's the sad truth of it all.
Yeah, that is indeed tragic.
Like, here's the thing: is people, it's so common and it so happens, and it's like, yeah, police brutality sucks, and yeah, it's probably worse in America than some other countries, but like, and not to dismiss it or make less of it, but for fuck me Christ's sake, it's still not as bad as some countries. You think American police are bad? There, at least some of them try to be on the up and up and be good people. Fucking go look in China. Go look at Africa. Go look at Russia. Go look at any place that's still a dictatorship. Fuck Belarus, I think, is still a dictatorship.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, listen.
Look at narco states like Mexico. Like, really? Like, it's not great, yeah, but like, fucking Christ. So all this fucking outrage is usually just done as it always is, a fucking excuse to cause fucking chaos, because nothing ever changes. It's never angry enough. You know, fucking what happened with the Watts riots? Fucking LA burned. What happened with the King riots? LA burned. What happened with every other fucking riot in the past time due to a police death? A city goddamn fucking burnt. What the fuck? What was the last one I remember seeing? Like, holy shit, I thought that city was a little... fucking Minneapolis. I don't even remember what that one was fucking burned for. But they burned that motherfucking city for a couple days. And then what happens? Nothing happens. Because none of them really fucking care. And it's like, but they're so happy to just spout this fucking bullshit and spout nonstop. All cops are bastards. They're all bad. And they say, yeah, it is. It's a complicated matter. And you know what? It is. The corruption, having people serve in this kind of capacity, have them be civil servants, give them this power and not have it corrupt. We're humans. We're fallible. We're fucking animals at the end of the goddamn day. It's a complex fucking problem with no easy to figure out solution, but they're happy to fucking criticize. Not one of them is humble enough to say, yeah, this is a big problem, but I can't think of a fucking solution. I don't know a perfect way for this, because there is none, and nobody wants to admit that.
Yeah, there's no perfect solution, but we're not even trying as a society anymore. I mean,
no. And that's the problem. We're gone to society. We leave it to government, and government cannot be trusted. Like, fucking Christ. Okay. Think about how fucked and extorted you can get traveling international borders, right?
You
lose all your rights. Everything can be searched. If they don't want you to bring in something to the country, you can't. If you have vacuum sealed meat that is dried and temperature controlled, just because they say, well, you can't bring this meat, it could harm our ecosystem. Okay, yeah, maybe it could. Pesticides, right? But then when it's something in the case where it's fucking stupid, like if you go to Moldova and you buy a shit ton of cigarettes because they're super cheap, and then they force you to pay taxes on them when you re-enter into the fucking EU, or they fucking seize and destroy them. Like, you're not offering your shit at a competitive rate. Of course people will. And then what happens? You try to get people under smuggler charges. People will use fucking detector dogs and have them give false positives so that they have probable cause to fucking search you. There's 18 different ways from Sunday they can find a way, to violate your goddamn rights. I think the most notorious one's probably Canada. Canada will fucking turn you away for the smallest of fucking reasons.
Well, unless you're a migrant of some kind, then you're
or rich Chinese trying to buy the real estate in the country. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh well,
And it's like, you give up all your rights for them to search your phones and your laptops, and if you delete messages, this is suspicious. You're trying to hide something from us. Yeah, shit, I don't want you to read because it's my goddamn fucking privacy. Like, and guess what? Those people are government workers. They are there to do a job, and that job is to extort money out of people for things that they can. They get upset when they don't find a smuggler that they think they've got because they're not hitting their quota. Their whole job is to create the probable cause and figure out a reason to further investigate an individual.
Mm-hmm.
And really, half the time, the things you're catching usually have to do with taxes. Because God forbid you don't pay the fucking tax man. Fucking, this is goddamn America. We dump tea into a harbor for a fucking reason.
Well, I mean, and going back to what you were saying in Canada, I mean, during the whole trucker rally, they were taking people's assets and
bank account. Oh, dude, it was flagrantly just overexertion of government over citizen.
All because people were upset at, honking. It drove the government insane, so they were like, we don't like you honking, we're gonna take away all your shit, basically.
We don't care what you're upset about. We don't care that you have grievances. We're the government. You're not gonna fuck with us. That is the point that every Canadian should have gone, maybe we do need some guns.
Yeah, maybe this being nice shit isn't working out for us.
I think some of Canada is starting to come into that because I think the wokeism is starting to wear off in capitalism because the money's drying, so they're not worried about pandering that much. And I think people are getting sick of it in general anyway. But I think Canada will be one of the last ones to give up on that shit.
Yeah, it's just a shame that. I mean, I know some based Canadians that are brilliant. Don't get me wrong, but it also seems like we have some Canadians who are based, maybe, but also kind of a few light bulbs. Sure, Warski, on certain things.
I mean, trust me, the general consensus is that Canadians are nice. Trust me, not all fucking Canadians. And it's like the problem comes with it too. I think for some people is like where's your identity as Canada? Yeah, America has this particular identity because it is a mixed culture society, but it's a mixed culture under a theme, you might say, and that is what we would call Americana, which is this weird kind of amalgamation thing that eventually led into corporate America being the Americana. But what does Canada have? Like notable, it has weed, Rush, Justin Bieber, hockey, Poutine,
Pamela Anderson,
a hatred for Quebec, a prime minister to make fun of, Trailer Park Boys, Super Best Friends Play, Reboot. It's got Reboot. I love me some Reboot. Ed and Eddie, technically.
Really, Ed. Oh, that's right.
Yeah, Danny Antonucci's Canadian. I think that's about all Canada has worthwhile that I can think of. As an American, not saying Canada's worthless. I'm just saying, like, in your identity, there's only kind of these things. Saying sorry, I guess.
We do have some Canadian subscribers. I was.
If you're a Canadian, I love you. Your country's weird. It's kind of like Little America. I love it.
No.
Not even America. I love it.
Yeah. I've asked this of the Canadian audience before, and I'm asking again. Can you please explain why you guys have your milk in literal plastic bags?
And there's the furious typing that it's only a certain part of Canada. And actually, it makes a lot more sense. It's more economically viable. Guys, we've heard it. We don't buy it. You like a real reason. What I will say is I do know Canadians have some baller-ass cereals that not even we get in the States. If you're Canadian, I would like to visit your country, but your border control fucking scares me. And not because I have anything to hide. They seem like fucking assholes.
Yeah. No, they've got the Bat beer, which is pretty good, but
Oh, they've got Tim Hortons. Yeah, I want to try. That's the Canadian thing I want to try.
Yeah.
They got Scott Pilgrim too. They got that.
Oh yeah.
Think of what else? Yeah. Scott Pilgrim's Canadian. I do like that sometimes when stuff like cartoons or comic books or something is set in Canada, because it's got that weird kind of thing of like fantasy games where it's like you're dropped in the fantasy world and they just talk about all these fantasy cities like they're normal because they're talking as if they're just regular people, right? You feel immersed. I feel that way about Canada, that none of these cities actually exist, but they're all saying it as if they do. And it's really convincing, but no, they're just actually talking about cities. It's so weird. I love it because they sound American, but they're saying cities that aren't. And I'm like, it's like another dimension. It's pretty cool.
Well, see, the Canadians have a love-hate relationship with me because when I talk with one, I'm like, can you say about? And they're like,
oh my god, of course,
a boat. No, It's about. No,
I love the Canadian dialects.
No, you asshole! It's a boot. No, and we can just go back and forth for hours. It's just like Boston. It's just like Boston. It's car. It's not car.
No, it's car. They gotta find their car keys. They gotta be wicked safe on the road. They gotta think of the ma. God, Bostonian is one of those accents I've never fully like committed myself to learn, but I desperately want to because it's so fucking cartoony. Oh my God, Mark Wahlberg's fucking goddamn accent is just such a cartoon. I love it.
Well, and
Mark Wahlberg.
And then
it's like my brother in Christ, you're missing 4 letters, and it's your last name.
And then like I found out 2 years ago that Joe Rogan is from Boston, and it's like, really, you're from that part
I would
of
have
Boston
expected him
too?
to be like fucking Southern California. God damn.
Yeah. Well, no. So is Louis C.K. and you can kind of hear it from Louis, but not that. Like one of his more recent jokes that I love is Bostonian is just people saying words fucked up and wrong. And it's like,
I mean, yeah.
And it's like, yeah, you're not wrong. So,
man, we have derailed it. I don't even. Originally, it started on cop brutality, and then we ended up in Canada. Ain't it funny how that shit kind of happens?
well, but then we were talking how the Mounties are abusive assholes, so it does kind of make sense, I guess. So
be wary of all cops, but be polite. Just make it easy.
Yeah,
because they hold the power to fuck you up, whether you like it or not. They hold the power to fuck you up. So you know the rules to the game. Play. Don't. You can't just win. You can't cheat code it. You can't just throw your controller in rage. Learn to play. Learn to tech those grabs. Learn to throw your fireballs. Learn your wake ups. Learn your bread and butters. Learn to play. Oh my God.
Yeah.
What you just brought up on screen.
Yeah, someone wanted me to bring this up. So, this is the only thing I've read that like is concrete. So apparently, have you I assume you've watched Rick and Morty before.
I have seen up to season 3.
I've seen up to season 4, and then I was like, this is kind of getting repetitive.
I have been meaning to watch the recent stuff, but I'm waiting kind of for it to all be done because Rick and Morty is one of those shows that I love to just binge, like one after another, nonstop. Because I feel like watching it as a season, you pick up the long game stuff that they wanted to convey story-wise.
Yeah.
So I still like it. Like even though at a point the fan base is cringe as shit. I've always liked the cartoon. I always thought it was fantastically written. It's not crazy great. It's not the best thing in the world. It's good. It's enjoyable. It's great. It's fine. It's not God's gift to the earth. You don't have to be super intelligent. It's clever. It's witty. Even the dumb jokes I'm happy with.
Yeah, you pretty much summed up my exact view of Rick and Morty. I don't think it's like super highbrow intellectual like people think it is, but it's it's not the most brilliant cartoon ever made, but it's clever.
It does good at conveying complex human emotions and complications.
Yeah,
very well, and sometimes not well. Sometimes not well at all. Sometimes it's just very tactless, but even then it's funny. So it's a cartoon, don't take it too serious. But yeah, that's where I am for Rick and Morty.
From what I've heard, and again, I kind of stopped watching at season 4, but I guess from what I've heard, in season 5 or season 6, again, I could be wrong completely, but I've heard through the grapevine that they make a lot of like incest jokes and whatnot in the later seasons. And
I mean the fans did,
and so now we have this story. I guess Justin Roiland allegedly like sexted with a 16-year-old or something.
Big if
And
true, I guess.
yeah, big if true. I guess I'm just not really sure what my take on this is supposed to be, since we don't know the full story. I mean, I guess
And that was during a previous season, obviously, right?
Yeah. Well, now I guess they're going to continue doing Rick and Morty. And they're trying to find out like who, people are going on like who other
So do you
actors
know why
would
they
be.
parted ways with him? Actually,
Do you, or are you asking
yes.
me?
No, I'm asking if you know actually, because you had brought that up, but you weren't sure.
Well, no, I had heard that it was because of the sexual misconduct.
No, it was
I'm not
domestic
sure.
violence.
Oh.
There's stuff about him hitting his wife or whatever like that. Yeah.
Oh shit. Oh
Yeah.
shit.
Q my Morty, you don't understand. It's our darkest year, Morty. My wife didn't understand, Morty. You can do another season. She said, I told her, shut up, bitch. I'll pickle Rick. And then I hit her, Morty. I hit her really hard, Morty. Really hard.
Damn.
I told you, Morty, it was gonna be our darkest year. It's gonna be our darkest adventure yet, Morty. Yeah, no, cue that joke.
No, that was actually that was good, but also I when I heard, because I had heard that Justin Roiland, his process for getting into the characters actually to
the same thing. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, is actually to get like super smashed, and so when I heard that,
exit.
I'm like, yeah, that tracks kind of.
Yeah, I'm not done.
So
a dude who has the ability to like heavily get drunk regularly for work, like 100% I can see it.
Yeah. Well,
which is a shame because he's an otherwise creative individual.
Yeah.
Minus whatever personal demons he's obviously dealing with.
Well, here's the thing though, is like, just kind from my perspective, I haven't watched the last 2 seasons with Justin Roiland in this show, and it's not because I don't like him or what. I just kind of haven't followed the show for a while, so it's like, if I'm not committed to the show now, am I really going to be committed to the show when there are new actors? That's the thing. It seems like a lot of people have dropped off. It's not as hyped as it used to be, I feel.
Well, I mean, remember when they renewed the show, they renewed it for like 5 fucking seasons. So
yeah,
it's going to be one of those things where it's like The Office. There's different people who consider when The Office ended. For some people, The Office ended when Michael left. For some people, it ended when the British lady left, stopped being the boss. And there are some who consider it finished all the way after the Robert California in the final episode shit. So it kind of it's going to fall to the fans to decide how they're going to categorize this. I like it. I'm probably going to say I will definitely like the Roiland verse compared to what comes after. But we'll have to see. Maybe they can figure out something. Who knows? I'm not gonna hope or put any stock into it.
Yeah, it would be interesting, and I have certainly seen some like interesting recommendations. I know that they had a recommendation for Chris Pratt of all people to do the voice of Rick.
Fucking goddamn putting Chris Pratt in everything. God fucking damn it. He doesn't need to be Mario. He's the worst person. Jack Black's fantastic Bowser. I understand Keegan-Michael Key is Toad. That makes sense. oh my God, it's Chris Pratt going just like a little Italian here and there. It's just Chris Pratt. I don't fucking care, man. First you do that, and then you give Mario Hank Hill ass. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, Chris Pratt is too buff to be like he's like I want my guy who does Mario to be a little out of shape, not look like a.
I want him to breathe heavy and go fucking bing bong wahoo. It's a me pizza. Oh boy.
Yeah. I don't want him to look like a Navy SEAL who could take out an entire room full of terrorists.
I want fucking Captain Lou Albano. How hard is it? How fucking hard?
Apparently really hard because
apparently really goddamn hard.
We're not in Hollywood anymore.
I went to a Universal Studio back in December, and they didn't have the Super Mario World section built yet. I was sad.
Dude.
And also, there's a lot of Mario stuff that they now sell at Universal Studio Hollywood.
Do they still? Oh no, it's well, no, they don't have any of the Marvel stuff there at Universal anymore because Disney owns Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Oh, great.
But they still have Transformers and the Mummy.
Okay. That's not bad.
They have Simpson Town, where like they recreate every kind of spot they can, and all the characters are there, and they're playing Simpsons music. It's fantastic. That's my favorite part. They have the Harry Potter shit, but that's all nerd shit. I don't care about that nerd shit.
I hear that you can actually like drink Duff beer in Simpsons.
Oh, you
Town.
You can. They have a Moe's bar. It's fantastic.
So,
by the way, Harry Potter. Oh yeah, J.K. Rowling this, J.K. Rowling that. Yeah, Harry Potter area in Universal Hollywood was still like really popular. No one gives a fuck.
Yeah,
these nerds don't give a fuck.
They
want their $90 scarves.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess we can kind of transition into gaming then, because I did want to ask you. I've been meaning to ask you for a while. What do you think of this whole Hogwarts legacy, like the controversy? Do you think it's like overblown, or?
I think most controversies are overblown. I think everything with J.K. Rowling is overblown. If you think that lady and her words can turn people into hateful bigots, maybe the person just had that in them and they're just looking for an excuse to be like that, right? Maybe it's not her fault. Maybe she's a little crazy. Maybe she's a little extreme. She has her reasons. I'm not gonna fucking judge her. I think attacking, in this case, a video game made by a developer and a publisher and a bunch of people that have nothing to do with that lady are just taking that IP, which in itself doesn't necessarily have too much bad things written into it. I don't know. I didn't read Harry Potter or watch all the movies. I'm not a fucking nerd, okay? I was busy playing PlayStation like a cool kid. So, fucking
same.
So to attack this shit and try to like boycott it and all this, it's the dumbest fucking shit, because all you're hurting are people with regular ass jobs trying to have a fucking stable family or a stable goddamn life. Nobody who's working on this game is trying to oppress or exclude or this, that, and the other. They are taking a thing that people loved for years and still fucking love and are trying to make a cool thing with it. And just because the creator of the franchise, of the intellectual property, is a little nutter butters sometimes in her rants, and may seem more nutter butters depending on your political view, that should be no reason that you tried to boycott this thing. Because that thing is not about saying any one thing about any one particular group of people, right? It's about fucking wizards and owls and nerd shit and potions and earwax flavored jelly beans because that's someone's fucking fetish. Like, it's about other shit, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of feel the same way about the people who want to buy the game just to own the SJWs too.
You know
if-
what? That's even better. You know what? No, that is okay. You want to do that? Do that, because you're putting money into some people's bank accounts, maybe through bonuses or other things, but also do it just because you're tired of these people trying to shit on the shit you love. Whether or not you don't fucking believe the message or whatever, as long as you don't like people who try to ruin fun.
Yeah, that's yeah, that is a good point. So,
because here's the thing, you boycott this game and you ruin it, what happens to those little kids that are finding Harry Potter in fucking schools and aren't on the internet chronically on fucking Bird site and just like the magical Harry Potter world because it's their fucking escape from whatever they're dealing with, right? Well, that kid loves the fucking, looking forward to it, and then all this fucking shit, and there may not be a fucking another one later. You know what I mean? There are innocent people who like this shit for innocent fucking reasons. And you're going to you're taking fun away. You're taking fun out of the fucking world. And that should never be the thing.
Yeah, I mean, that's why as much as we, shit on the sequels this past week on Good, Bad, and Bitches, if you like the sequels, like, that's your thing, I guess.
If you like Star Wars Episode 8 and 9, dude, that's your prerogative. I think I can factually say they're terrible from at least the writing narrative perspective. But I mean, hey, if that's how it is, at least you're easy to please, I guess.
Yeah.
I more power to you to be able to look past all that shit. I wish I could some days.
I don't understand it, but hey, good on you, I guess.
Yeah.
So, anyway, that's
Rick and Morty.
Yeah. So, well, that little Harry Potter thing, that's all I had for gaming, really, since that.
Oh yeah, because we went on that.
Which by the way, Akiba, so before the show, I said, hey, I watched a video on your favorite racing game, Racing Lagoon, and it seemed like you were chastising me almost. Or not.
It's one of those things that I feel the most value one can get out of Racing Lagoon is to go in completely blind, no expectations set outside of what you were told, because there's so much visual to that game that it's just better if the visuals hit you for the first time with the story or the explanation.
Did they ever make like an American like ported version? Because I was watching the video and I'm like, hang on, I think I played this back in the day.
No, you didn't. It was only Japanese, and it only got translated a couple of years ago.
Oh wow.
Yeah, we never got Racing Lagoon in any capacity.
Well, what were the Final Fantasy people doing then?
Depends who, and depends how much you want to believe. At that point in 99, Sakaguchi was probably doing a lot of fucking coke, being like, yo, this Spirits Within movie is gonna be the shit. Oh my god, this fucking 3D CGI movie, we're gonna fucking own the world. We made that much money with 7, we're gonna fucking rule the world. As he continued to sniff coke off of the butt crack of a prostitute that looked like Tifa. And then there were other people just making video games, We're lucky what we got. We're lucky we got our guys, God Bless the Ring. We're lucky we got Do Prism, aka Threads of Fate. We're lucky we got Chrono Cross. We're lucky we got We are fucking lucky that we got Parasite Eve.
Yeah.
We are luckier that it was such a hit we got Parasite Eve too. Brave Fencer Musashi, I think that was Square. Fucking Saga Frontier, Legend of Mana. We were getting some stuff, but there was a lot of stuff we weren't getting out of Square. We got Einhander. Thank God we got Einhander, but that was a low translation cost process.
Well, we also got, and it's not Japanese necessarily, but we did get Spyro the Purple Dragon, a trilogy for the PS, for the PlayStation.
Well, yeah, but
originally.
Spyro was never planned as a trilogy. We just got lucky with that one.
Oh.
But Spyro also had mascot potential in the same way Crash did.
It kind of was for what? No, I mean, not really, but kind of, I guess.
Well, PlayStation thrived off of its unofficial mascots: Crash, Laura, Spyro. Fucking my brain is not working. Parappa, technically. That was kind of PlayStation's strong suit at that point, is that we had so many unofficial mascots. And in Japan, they've got like Toro the cat and shit. They've got a complete different set of franchises associated with, like Boku no Natsuyasumi, Bokunatsu. The character of the Boku is associated with that because Boku no Natsuyasumi is a Japanese only franchise. And which it works because then you could appeal to each market differently. So the Japanese mascots appeal to the Japanese sensibilities. American mascots appeal to the American sensibilities because they're developed by the Americans, right?
Yeah.
God, I love the PlayStation.
That does make. I can't believe I haven't thought of this before, but there must be a huge rivalry between PlayStation and Nintendo just in Japan alone, considering.
Yeah, PlayStation exists because Nintendo is dickheads. Nintendo backstabbed Sony at the 11th hour, and Sony said, all right, now it's on. Now those fuckers are going to pay. Sony and PlayStation as a brand continue to exist through the sheer will of spite and revenge. And boy, howdy, did it do it good.
What it's been going strong for close to like 25, more than that at this point.
And sadly, Nintendo's kind of won the long game, sadly.
Yeah, well, that's because I feel like that's because of, like a lot of companies, Sony rested on its laurels with the PS3 and
go ahead.
And then didn't innovate that much afterward.
To an extent, yes, but I wouldn't say that's where the core problem lies. The core problem lies in their overall strategy. And Nintendo's was high quality of standards for their mascot characters and to appeal to youth and keep engaging with these IPs as the generation gets older, while still being able to appeal to the younger, right? If you're like me and you played Legend of Zelda: Link for the Past on the Super Nintendo as a kid, chances are you really liked fucking Breath of the Wild. Like, it hit all the same notes of how you felt when you were a kid, right? They took what we had and they elevated it. And guess what? Kids also liked fucking Breath of the Wild because it's a fantastic video game, right? Crash Bandicoot came out when we were a kid. Crash Bandicoot's a fun game. It's fast. It's great. Da-da-da. New Crash Bandicoots, not remasters or remakes, new Crash Bandicoots are fucking god-awful. Where's Spyro? Where is Crash? Where's Tomb Raider in any real capacity that's not over drama? What other fucking mascots? Like, and that's the thing, you have somebody that went multi-plat too, eventually.
Well, Ratchet and Clank.
There's Ratchet, yeah. Ratchet started late, but yeah, Ratchet grew with the series. Although Ratchet did have a big stumble in the PS3 era.
Yes, so I've heard that's kind of when because the PS2 era of Ratchet and Clank was great, but
fucking bangers every game, dude. Every game, it was so good. Fuck.
The the innuendos with those jokes too. Ratchet and Clank going commando. Just that title alone was comedy
Up your arsenal.
gold. Yeah.
Like up your arse and all. That is funny to just anybody who can understand English in America, but that's super funny to the fucking British.
Oh yeah.
Because that's how they say ass. They say arse. Because they're fucking backwards.
Yeah. Well, one at the same
We're
time.
back to-
If you were a kid, when I was like, it wasn't, like a lot of that humor was at first lost on me, and then I was like, oh, once I discovered, oh, that's funny.
Well, that's the thing. They aimed for the teenage demographic in PlayStation and PS2, which is good because the games like that and Jack and Daxter work on the dual level like some kids' films, right?
Yeah.
The kids enjoy it, but then there's the coded jokes that only the adults get. So the adults get enjoyment out of this otherwise kids product. But there's another one, Jack and Daxter. Where's Jack?
Good God, I haven't heard anything from that franchise in years.
What was the association once upon a time? If you are on PlayStation, you are playing Final Fantasy. Without a doubt. And Final Fantasy was the PlayStation RPG franchise. Like, we don't have that anymore. It's a whole mess of it's just they didn't keep their mascots, they didn't focus on it, they didn't keep the IPs growing. But guess what? We're getting constant Mario games, we're getting Zelda games, we're getting Donkey Kong games, we're getting GoldenEye sucks on Switch. But Star Fox, we're getting Star Fox games still. And they're pretty okay. For the most part, Super Smash Brothers, still like all this Kirby games. We're still getting really good fucking Kirby games.
We're still getting. Holy crap! We are still getting a Kirby game,
and they're good, dude. I'm a fucking Kirby fan, left, right, and center, and I'll say they're still fucking good. They're still worth playing, even as an adult, just for a fun Kirby thing. But now he does the big suck. That's the new Kirby mechanic. Big suck. Oh, fucking Metroid. Metroid got Dread. And it was fucking fantastic. Everyone loved it. Nintendo does really care about their IP. Like Splatoon. Splatoon's going to carry on. I don't know if they're going to keep the number thing because they're already on the 3rd. But they see value in Splatoon. Did fucking PS3 launch with what fucking shooter from Insomniac? The one with the aliens.
Oh.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, wasn't that like
launch shooter? That was
I'm
fucking
looking
cocksmoker. I'm looking up the launch titles of the PS3 in a 2022 article. Call of Duty 3, no. Genji, oh god, Genji. Marvel Ultimate Alliance, Mobile Suit Gundam Crossfire, that was a good game.
Marvel
Storm,
Ultimate
NBA.
Marvel Ultimate Alliance was a great fucking comic book.
Yeah. Resistance, Fall of Man. That was the one I was talking about.
Oh yeah.
Did they do anything for Resistance? Like
no.
Like look at the one thing that they're still kind of coveting. Gran Turismo. You know what? I want to play Gran Turismo 5, but I don't have a PS5. Or whatever, 7, sorry, GT7. I'm sorry, I'm a little behind on Gran Turismo.
Well, I want to play it too. However, again, I don't want to spend I think right now in the PS store, they're offering Gran Turismo for $70.
Oh, I'm dumb. It's also on PS4, but mine's modded, so I can't connect to the internet. So, yeah.
Ooh.
It's fine. I get cool stuff, but then it means I can't download. Because if I'm playing a car game in the modern age, I want to download the anime stuff and throw it on there because I'm dumb. And I want to do the dumb Initial D shit and all that dumb nerdy shit and the Racing Lagoon shit that I know people have made because I have a problem. But I can't if I'm jailbroken.
Is it like it? Will it just void your warranty, or will the cops like come and get you if you try?
Oh no, the account will just get banned, and I don't want my fucking legitimate PlayStation account banned because I still have things on that. Because when I do get a PS5, guess what game I've already got unlocked on my account that I pre-ordered for the pre-order bonus? You know me, Sammy.
Final Fantasy 15.
It's a game you can only get on PS5.
Ooh.
It was pre-ordered for a PS5 only release. You own the fucking console, dude. Come on, you know the games.
No.
Dude.
It's probably one I haven't played. I don't think.
Probably not. No. But it's a well-known game from a well-known creator. Studio House ish. Oh man, I thought you were my fucking friend. You know my taste in games. This is an easy answer because there's only so many PS5 only games, let alone only so many that I would pre-order for a bonus, even though I don't have the console to play it on.
I'm going into the PS store right now. I'm sure it'll pop.
I'm just gonna let it figure it out, ladies and gentlemen. I like this bit too much.
I'm sure it'll be one of those things where I figure it out and then it'll be like dope, like Homer Simpson.
You're gonna second guess on whether or not your brain is also crippled from how obvious the answer is.
Yeah, I've done that. I've done that pretty regularly.
Oh, dude, every day of my fucking life I do that.
Let's see here. Let's see. What? Okay. Why are there?
He could have just typed into Google PS5 exclusive games, and that would have given him a list better to go off of. But he goes to the PlayStation store where they're trying to advertise Fortnite. Ladies and gentlemen, we can't get more optimized.
They're trying to advertise. Damn, they really do know you and me, because I'm getting, even though I fucking own Elden Ring, I'm still getting Elden Ring advertisements here. I'm getting Street Fighter.
That's funny for so many reasons you don't even understand why, but you will in time.
Fuck.
Sammy, just go look up the fucking Wikipedia article of PS5 only games. It's so much faster.
Yeah, I'm doing that right now. PS5.
Oh, this is a good bit. We're going long on the bit, but I like it. I think it's going to pay off in the end.
Let's see.
I want to remind everyone, Sammy has a PS5. He should know this, being a representative of the console and the brand.
I should.
Spider-Man games are on PC. God of War is on PC.
Oh, fuck. Final Fantasy 7.
No, it's on PC. And it was also on PS4 where I first played it. I'm PS5 only exists on the PlayStation 5 TM.
Yeah, I just googled PS5 exclusive games, and I got this weird article from Game Radar, which I should probably switch tabs so you can.
I told him Wikipedia chat. I told him Wikipedia podcast listener. I told him.
Okay, I got it. Let's see.
I'm gonna bully him into it. He's gonna learn. I'm gonna bully him into education.
I'm
sorry, this bit's going so long. I love it.
No. Well, let's at least let me at least pop it on screen so you guys can see what I'm looking. looking at for those of you watching this at home, because this is entertaining.
Yeah. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And at least 2 or 3 of these games will eventually go on to PC. They are only starting on the PlayStation 5. That would be Final Fantasy 16 and Rebirth, which of course will eventually. Spider-Man 2 will also, I believe, make it onto PC. So
am I on the right page? That's the
You are on the right page. So we have Astro's Playroom, The Dark Pictures, Demon Souls, Destruct All Stars, FF16, FF7, R2, Horizon, Call of the Mountain, Kizuna I, Touch the Beat. Kizuna A or I? It might be Kizuna I. Wait, that Kizuna I? Anyway, Marvel Spider-Man 2, Marvel's Wolverine. That's going to be cool, by the way, I think. Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, Rise of Rome, or I think Rome, and Stellar Blade. So with those are our options. Sammy has known me for a good little chunk now. He knows like what kind of games I like and my tastes and things I've done in my recent gaming career of knowing him and things I've talked about on multiple shows. And he's, you got it? You think you got it?
I would say it's Final Fantasy 15 or
that is 16.
Oh yeah, 16. Or Demon Souls.
Well, remember, I said I pre-ordered it just so I would own it, even though I didn't have a console at the time. Final Fantasy 16 and Rebirth have not been released.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, it's probably not one. It's not one I've played.
Definitely not.
So, it's not Katsune's touch the beat, is it?
No, it's not Keys and Eyes Touch the Beat. Get 2 more chances, Sam.
Oh, Stellar Blade.
Incorrect. He's sweating, ladies and gentlemen. He's got 1 chance left. He has no lifelines. Can he get it?
Shoot.
Come on, Sam. You're smart. You're a journalist kind of person. Common deductive logic, reasoning, you know.
Rise of the Ronin?
Oh, it's Ronin. I thought it was Rome. No, Sam, you never actually asked, but you said it. Demon Souls, dude. How hard did I go in fucking Elden Ring? Demon Souls, my guy.
Oh, that's right.
I'm a Dark Souls fan, Bloodborne fan, Demon Souls, my dude.
Oh, that's right. They're part of the same franchise.
They're a Souls game. Yes. Come on, god damn.
Okay, yeah.
I 11 possible. Everything else.
I deserve.
That's why when you said Elden Ring, I laughed and I said, "Oh, that's so funny," but for different reasons that they're trying to show you Elden Ring.
I deserve. Yeah, I deserve to take the L on that one, big time.
That was fun. Yeah, no, I have Demon Souls pre-ordered because I wanted the scythe. Even if I may not use the scythe, I wanted it. And I didn't want to lose out on it because I didn't pre-order. So I did it without owning a PS5 or planning to. And guess what? I still don't have a PS5.
So are they still having supply issues with that? Is that what?
As far as I know, not really. But I'm not in game stores anymore. And I don't hear people talk about the PS5 because, Sammy, look at the fucking video games on the screen right now.
Yeah.
Out of this, Demon Souls, 16 I'll play on PC. Rebirth I'll play on PC maybe. I don't know if that's getting a PS4 copy because then I'll just fucking go down to the bay where they fly the ships with the Jolly Rogers and they talk in a British accent, and then I'll get a nice copy from a gentleman there. What is Kizuna I Touch the Beat? Hold on. Go ahead, talk, Sammy.
Oh, so it's not like your Kizuna I Touch the Beat is a virtual
MetaQuest VR, PS5, PSVR 2, PSVR Switch, PC. Oh, well, I'm not going to get it for that because I'll get it for PC and use my index, and holy fuck, I really want this, even though I know it's not the original keys and I. Oh my god. Duh. Okay, so well, there's that.
What
Wolverine's gonna be multiplat. It's gonna be PC, just like Spider-Man 2. They've got to.
what I'm hearing though is that you just haven't you just don't have a PS5 yet. It's not like you've tried to pre-order it and
I'm
okay.
going to wait until it's a very affordable console, because I think the only thing I'll be playing on it that I can only play on a PS5 is Demon Souls and Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah.
And that's if Ratchet and Clank doesn't come to PC as well. All the Horizon games coming, God of War's coming, Spider-Man's already there. They're trying to push Death Stranding went to PC. PS5 is not giving me any real reason to have a console other than for the PS4 Bloodborne and for the PS5 Demon Souls.
Yeah, that's it.
At least to my knowledge, there might be some indies that are kind of cool, but
There
I don't
one of the
for indies.
One of the Sherlock Holmes games is I think Sherlock Holmes Year 1, which I'm in the midst of playing right now. Actually, the Sherlock Holmes games are pretty fun.
I believe it. I guarantee there's some good ones. Yeah,
they're puzzle games, but they're actually surprisingly engaging. I thought it would just be a point and click, but no, it's good, and it's in its proper time period too. None of this modern day. I don't have an issue with Benedict Cumberbatch, but let's be serious. That's a different interpretation of Sherlock Holmes.
That is a drama series, Sherlock, for television broadcast.
Yeah.
Yes. So yeah, that's I pre-ordered that just to have that. So the one day I do get a PS5 or can borrow a friend's for like $20 and a pizza maybe, because what is he playing on it really? Yeah, because it's I don't mind that there's multiplat. It's just they aren't giving me a reason to buy the console.
In the unlikely event that you ever come down to Florida, you can just crash at my house for free, and and
I can probably beat it in a fucking day or two at most.
Yeah, and then yeah, and then
you'll show me the Florida man.
Well,
I'm sure it won't take long to find one.
Well, and then you can also just laugh at me about how bad I am at Elden Ring still.
Sammy, you're working with a disability and you still play Elden Ring better than Ethan Ralph, and I've not even seen you play. That's how little I would have anything to criticize you about, motherfucker. You're not gonna go, now where's my horse?
Well,
I mean, in the kitchen with the baby, Ralph. I don't know what you expect.
One of my favorite jokes, because I don't know if I shared this with Vickers, but about every month now, well, okay, twice a month, I rewatch the Boulder stream, the Jim versus Ralph stream from last year, which is almost a year old, and
it is.
It is still entertaining. Even though I've watched it several times, I know what happens. It's still entertaining. And one of my favorite lines is when Jarbo, who will be on your show, who will be on Vickers' show.
We will be having Jarbo on this Thursday on The Good, the Bad, and the Vicious, correct?
One question I would have for him is, were you ever able to fix were you ever able to get through Cyberpunk? Because one of his jokes was, I tried to play Cyberpunk and that game is broken, but it's not as broken as Ralph is.
You say that during the show, I will remember to ask him, because again, I'm also, resident Cyberpunk defender and been that way from the beginning. So yeah.
No. I mean, you were, and oh god, I am
still am. Still
I
am.
am. Listen, right now I have 2077 uninstalled from my console, just because I needed space for other stuff. But
Mhm.
I'm eagerly anticipating Phantom Liberty.
It's gonna be good. I'm not thinking about it. I'm not getting excited about it. I don't keep it in my brain at all. And when it drops, it'll drop, and I'll have a ton of fun. And hopefully they didn't break the melee system, because I had finally found my niche with it when I did go melee. And hopefully they don't nerf a lot of the shit I like into the ground. But hey, I dare you to go and nerf Rebecca's shotgun into the ground. Because even nerf, that motherfucker's gonna roll shit, and I'm gonna make it roll fucking shit, and you can't stop me, because this is the future's now, old man, and I've got this chrome in my goddamn skin. Sorry, go ahead, Sam.
What is weird is how even after you quote unquote beat the main story, you always respawn at the at at the final mission at Embers. There's no like new game plus type thing.
Oh no, yeah, you just go back to the Poner. Yeah.
I don't
You know what a Poner is, right?
It's no, not in this context. I don't.
PONR, point of no return. Poner.
Oh yeah, the point of
That's the quick term for it. Yeah, when you can't go back, when hey, you want to save because this is we've got a battle and the fucking credit sequence. Are you sure? Yeah, that's your point of nowhere. Hey, you'll never come back here, or have you done all your side quests and business? That's your Poner. That's the game world is shifting. Prepare for the next coming.
Yeah.
Prepare for the revolution. But I think, I don't know, maybe Phantom Liberty will be that post. I mean, the thing is, though, with how that game ends, you can't really do New Game Plus because of it, even if it's non-story wise, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, probably there'll be bugs, too, if you do different endings on a single save file. I wouldn't put it past that kind of also being the reason.
I've seen videos of like all the endings on YouTube. I can't do the go with Hanako ending, because I watched that ending and it's, I mean, all of them are dark to a certain extent, but I mean, that's just
the space where he's up in space, right?
Yeah, and
yeah, that was my first ending.
So have you read the fan theory on that? That V is like trapped in that they never actually took him to space. They trapped him in Mikoshi, and he's just running like a he or she, depending on how you play, is just running a simulation. And that's
I don't think that, because of the option they give you. They give you the option to go back to Earth, where V sings never fade away. He wouldn't have that option if it was Mikoshi. It's an interesting theory, but I think it could just be way too easily disproved.
The reason why is because because V breaks the Rubik's Cube, and then they're screaming and glitching out and shit like that. So
no, because I think regardless of that, I mean, you undergo large cranial surgery to deal with pulling that engram out and everything like that. So you're going to have hallucinations, schizophrenic tendencies, things like that, just as a natural point. I mean, we're talking somebody who's able to chrome himself out and not go cyber psycho. We're talking about somebody with a high ass humanity stat, right? Just like David Martinez. It's interesting, and you could make that thing, but it's that same kind of thing where it's like, oh, the kids in Ed, Edd and Eddy were dead all along, and it's just purgatory. It's like, yeah, there's nothing to directly disprove your bullshit, but it's still way too far of a reach. And for me, like I said, the one where you choose no, don't make a copy of me, it wouldn't fit for him being in Mikoshi. Plus, we already know how that kind of storage with Mikoshi goes if you heard the Jackie scene.
Yeah. Which
Yeah.
was really, yeah.
Yeah.
That was,
And there's no way they do it to you, because despite it being Arasaka, you helped get Saburo back into power. Even if they don't like you, I think that's enough terms for you not to get fucked with, especially with Takamura being your guy to like say, no, he was instrumental in helping us regain control of Arasaka with Hanako-sama and getting Saburo-sama back into power.
Which on my playthrough where I gave the body to Johnny, it was weird because I gave the body to Johnny, but I also went back to the motel or during the fight, I did choose to save, you just said his name.
Saburo?
No, not Saburo. When you get Guru.
Not Takashi. Takamura.
Yeah.
Goro Takamura. Yeah.
Yeah, because when you get ambushed in
you get to die after the kidnapping of Hanako.
Yeah,
and the assault to get her back.
Yeah, when you get ambushed, Johnny's telling you to get. Johnny is saying he's dead. There's nothing.
Leave him behind. He's a fucking corpo like the rest of them. Yeah, yeah. And he's like, no.
and I because even though I was like fuck Arasaka, I still liked Takemura.
It's because Takemura he's like you, but in a different flavor.
Yeah.
He just fiercely goes after what he wants. Just what he wants is different from you. But he's like 100% just a scrapper at the end of the day. Yeah, of course. That's by design. He's meant to be that kind of character. God, that Hanako kidnapping mission is so fucking good, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
especially if you have Max throwing knives, it's funny as fuck.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, no, so it's for that. I don't think that they would fuck with you when you got Saburo back in power. And isn't that the weirdest, funniest revelation? Is at the end, if you play that ending, you get there and then you realize, oh, he was the good guy the whole time and I stopped him. Oh, Yorinobu was the hero. Oh, fuck. And that's when that ending said, when you realize that Yorinobu was the good guy, that's when you realize you fucked up.
Maybe that's Johnny gives hints though, like early on in the game, like maybe this is the one Arasaka that he makes like some smart ass like comment like, well, maybe this is the one good Arasaka since he's the one who left the family or something like that.
Off the old man, yeah. Well, I mean, if you know Yorinobu's history, you know his history. His history was one of rebellion. It was leading, I think, the Black Steel Dragon, something like that, leading a Bosozoku, like leading a fucking gang because he hated his father. And eventually he went back to the company. And turns out in 77, he went back so he could usurp Saburo because he realized his old man was a fuck.
Well, there's I forget which YouTuber did the video. Might have been Big Dan's Gaming. I can't remember. But there was one video I saw where there's a theory that the reason why Yorinobu was born was to be a clone of basically a body sleeve for Saburo, basically.
I mean, by that point, they were already working on Soul Killer. They would have already been thinking about trying to formulate Relic during the Fourth Corporate War, especially with everything with Militech going on. So yeah, that's plausible, especially with what happened to the first son. Yeah, I can see that given the history of what we know from 2020 and 2023.
Yeah. It'll be really interesting, just even beyond Phantom Liberty, seeing, because CD Projekt Red is going to do more games, and I would be curious if they try and like tie the sequel games to like what if your games and what if your choices in 2077 affect your choices in future sequels.
Nah, fuck no, dude. No, that's whoa, dude. That's too much work. You saw, you, they barely got out what they got out with a massive workforce that's still understaffed. That is like quadruple their work, and there's no way they get that much time. Oh fuck no! That'd be cool, but on top of it, it's at the game dev thing of you don't want to make something that people will miss. Some people are very afraid of that. From Software isn't. From Software will chunk any Souls or Elden Ring or Bloodborne with everything there. And if you don't see it, dude, that's your fault. You didn't do everything.
Yeah.
Didn't get the secret boss because you didn't know to consume 3 umbilical cords? That's your fault, loser. Go do shit and find it out.
Well, it's funny you say that because I've been replaying a Red Dead Redemption 2, and there are so many like different side missions, like minor ones that you think would just be minor, but then once you get to the epilogue part with John Marston, I mean, there are decisions that you make early on in the game that like that drastically affect the epilogue.
Oh, fucking Racing Lagoon. You can miss most of Racing Lagoon's story if you just go from point A to point B.
Yeah.
If you explore in Racing Lagoon, you get a lot of hints as to what's going on in the background. You're not told everything, but you get some hints that stuff's going on. And you wouldn't get that if you just went to mission point A to mission point B to mission point C. The first night completed. You know what I mean? And it doesn't guide you or tell you. You should go every place, every time to check for every new scene. It just kind of, you learn in that tutorial area that you can find different stuff, and then you're expected to think, oh, I should keep checking these places for things. And some of those places, either you get items or you find out about story.
That's why speedrunning these things, that's why speedrunning games isn't necessarily always a good idea either. I mean, unless
it is if you already know the game. Like, I'm gonna start speedrunning Racing Lagoon.
But that's because you've probably put like what, 40 hours into it.
As of last night, I finally hit cap time limit. So 99 hours, 59 minutes, and 56 seconds.
Whoa.
Dude, that's just the first save file. I've got several more to make. So yes.
Damn, you're like I am with KOTOR. So which is also fun to just nerf your character out for that.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I have the super rare Racing Lagoon poster, the second promo poster that has screenshots from the beta demo build, not the clean poster with no screenshots. I have the official DigiCube Racing Lagoon strategy guide. I have, of course, a Japanese copy of Racing Lagoon. I have 2 out of at least 4 memory card sticker sheets from Famitsu in Japan that have Racing Lagoon memory card stickers for the PS1. I bought Dengeki PlayStation's magazine there to have their review of Racing Lagoon, so that can be documented officially, because it's not, no one's ever documented or backed it up. And also Famitsu Weekly's now in stores column, and they're up to chapter 4 mini strategy guide section. And those I'm also planning to scan and upload for archival purposes, so we can know what the general consensus among the Japanese publications were of Racing Lagoon. Because if you know about Racing Lagoon, you know it scored not great in Japan because Famitsu is fucking dumb.
Well, I mean that tends to be the case, here in America too. There are lots of games that don't always get appreciated, here. And
IGN
then
score of God Hand. Yeah, I know.
yeah. Well, I mean, even in one of my franchises, people when Arkham Origins first came out like 10 years ago, that game got shit on by all the critics. It wasn't even until like 2 years ago that people were like, Arkham Origins actually was a pretty good game. So
Oh yeah, like, and that's the thing. You start to see this revival of like, yeah, things need to be rescored and re-reviewed, because sometimes people doing these reviews just weren't good at the games, and it's such a small pool, and it's just
yeah.
non-experts who don't get shit. Like, Imagine's Babies for the Wii got a 7 out of 10 on IGN, but God Hand got a 3 out of 10. Like, and the thing, like, Famitsu, everybody knew Famitsu was on the take when Nintendogs, I think, got a perfect score, or 38 out of 40. So, like, and of course, with a game like Racing Lagoon and the nature of Racing Lagoon, people were not going to understand this game during that time. They weren't going to get the subtleness of, all the story beats, the references to anime and games and manga and stuff like that from other series. They weren't going to get the references to real life street racing lore and legend. Like, Racing Lagoon is a love letter to Japanese illegal street racing of the 80s and 90s. Like, a true love letter.
Yeah, my understanding is that game was very ahead of its time.
It is in presentation, in capabilities, it's a graphically stunning PS1 game.
Yeah.
Like, it uses the limitations of the PS1 to the maximum. Yokohama looks amazing. Races look good. The way they did the backgrounds and the foregrounds, like, it's not perfect. And like, people say, oh, the animation is janky and little cutscene. Well, dude, come on, man. Like, they were under like a year development budget. Like, you have to think about that. This was made with spare money from FF7. Same conditions as Parasite Eve, Earthguy, God Bless the Ring, Einhunter, fucking Tobal 1 and 2, I think. I think I said Parasite Eve. Like, it's kind of a miracle the game exists in and of itself, let alone being this. And the thing is, too, is that, like, the in-game car section, it's not just like, oh, this is a love letter to Japanese car culture and the myths and the legends and all. No, it's actual car shit. The way parts work in real life affect your car in game. You need to pay attention to the dynamo so you know what your max power output is, how fast it goes, like combining different turbos for different RPM pushes or power or torque. Power and torque are actual stats that affect real things. Your rear downforce, your front downforce, your CD ratio, right? Your balance ratio, all that shit matters. Front wheel handles different from mid and rear and all wheel drive. All of them handle differently. It is such a complex fucking dude, ahead of its goddamn time. So you saw the review. What did you think of it?
Well, first I thought I had played it before because it looks like a PS. I mean, it looks like a very. I will say this: it looks like a very advanced, like, PS1 game for the time, which was.
I mean, it came out at the end of the life cycle practically. So, and by that point, it was Squaresoft. So they had made FF7, FF8. They were working on FF9. They did all these other games. They've been working on this system a long time, and it shows in that game.
Yeah, I mean, I just like the fact that there's a subculture around it. It seems like there's a whole, like, I guess, Discord and forum around it. It seems pretty. I don't understand as much Japanese culture, but I mean, it's kind of a cult classic over there, which is cool.
Yeah, absolutely. those who realized it was something special early on because they realized how different it was and what it was doing was new and interesting. Like I said, on top of just the game being fantastic, so the game
Yeah.
kind of got this fucking joke to it, and that it's it's an RPG, a racing poem game, because the dialogue's very flowery at the beginning of the game, right? It's very
Yeah.
poetic. And there's a reason for it. That's the thing. Like, everyone, it's kind of the meme joke about it, but people who know the game know how cool the game is, and that there's a reason for all this shit. The music's fucking banger, the characters are fucking the writing is good, the game, it's fantastic, but you kind of have to be into Japanese tuner car culture of the 80s and 90s and the 70s. That
Well,
kind of has to be your thing for it to really hit.
Well, and they've never really made a game like it since.
No.
From what I understand.
The closest thing is maybe something like Need for Speed Underground 2, or any racing game with RPG elements and a light story, except this said, fuck that. We're doing the RPG elements and we're doing a fucking baller story. You know, whereas the story is like side to whatever in like fucking The Crew or shit like that. It goes, or even kind of like Need for Speed Most Wanted, and even the later Need for Speed games. This had it be, it's a drama, really. At the end of the day, it's a drama in a subculture, and it's not above anyone's head in the game that are like, oh no, we're saving the world. They all know they're in a niche subculture. They know that their important stuff is only important to them.
Yeah, that kind of reminds me of when I was a kid. I really liked watching the show American Chopper on Discovery Channel, and
I like Pimp My Ride.
And did they make a video game for Pimp My Ride? Because they sure. Oh, they did.
Let me hold on. Let me just double check, because my brain says yes. Oh yeah, it's a PS2 game. Pimp My Ride on PS2.
Okay, well they also made
it. Is probably a shove. Well, hold on. eBay 4 out of 5, Walmart.com 3.7 out of 5, Metacritic 36. It may be middling. I don't know. Oh, there's a second one. Pimp My Ride Street Racing for the PlayStation 2.
All right, yeah. So I've still got my screen up. Let me pull this up then, because there was an American.
Chat, I'm so happy I'm not going insane. I was like, I feel like that is a game, but I'm not sure. Oh God, that's bad. That's bad. I'm not even that old. That's fucking bad. Oh shit. But no, I think I remember the American Chopper games. I want to say I do, depending on when they came out.
Yeah, let's see.
Yeah, 2004 was the first one. Yeah, no, I remember that they did that with some shows back in the day, like car modding shows in like 2002, 3-ish, because I remember seeing reviews of X-Play.
Yeah.
I don't think I saw the review for American Chopper.
And I thought, like, look, it wasn't terrific, but it was the same thing as like if you were a fan of American Chopper, basically you get hired on as like a new guy, right? And you have to build your own chopper, but it's like you have to do all these racing missions, and at the end of each mission, you basically get like a part to build your own chopper, and you can customize it, and you have to do like all these different like missions. Like, basically, now I think about it, you're basically like a Hell's Angel bodyguard for the Tuttle, brothers, but like without the violence. You're just there in like a leather jacket, like as kind of like a meathead almost. Yeah, so like they made the first one, but then like oh yeah, yeah, this was basically what your guy looked like.
I mean, yeah, there was definitely story. I mean, we had vehicle or sportsy kind of stuff. I guess you'd say sportsy. I don't know, like sports cars, sports motorcycles. I don't fucking know. But you'd have elements with. I mean, God, look at the Tony Hawk games. Underground 1 and 2 proved you can have stories in these kind of sports games, and Underground 2 for Need for Speed proved you can have story in your shit. I mean, Underground 1 had minor story, and then Most Wanted. They were certainly learning, and the thing is, as long as the game's good, the story doesn't have to be spot on. It just has to be kind of familiar, right?
Yeah.
For most folks, it's there, but with Racing Lagoon, it's a whole nother fucking thing, man. Racing Lagoon mixes, like, I'm trying to think of how to explain it in a concise way. It's mixing like 2 or 3 different thematic stories all at once, and it's fucking slushed. You're never sure when one element of an inspiration to the story is going to end and another one will begin, and eventually they just kind of pile onto each other like a goddamn JDM burger. And you're just like, this is good, this is weird, but this is good. I don't know why it's like this. Most of this doesn't make sense, but it's go fast, vroom. And sometimes that's all you need.
See, part of my whole thing though is like I was watching the Racing Lagoon video, and I'm like, I wish developers would make more games like this. Not necessarily exactly like Racing Lagoon, but just more in the sense that like
Different.
Racing Lagoon was like so unique, right? And it's like
for the time. What else did you have? Need for Speed Porsche, Crash Team Racing, Mario Kart, Gran Turismo, Ridge Racer, Wipeout.
Yeah.
Like the racing genre was all on racing, and almost nothing. San Francisco Rush 2049. There's another one.
Yeah.
Moto Jet Wave Racer, I guess. But like, yeah, it was so unlike anything else. So I totally get it. Yeah, just different. Something new.
I do remember during the PS2 era, it wasn't like a racing game, but it was like a monster truck game where like you could like it was like a monster truck game or something, but it was like James Bondish in the sense that like you could attach like weapons to your vehicle and like blow people
Spy
up.
Hunter? Wait,
Mm,
Monster Truck? You sure it was
okay.
Monster Trucks? But you're saying James Bond, so I'm thinking Spy Hunter.
Maybe.
Because I played Spy Hunter on PS2 and on NES, and that's a fantastic game. Because I mean, don't get me wrong, we had Vigilante 8, we had Vigilante 8 Second Offense, we had all the Twisted Metals, we had combat car games, so we had different touchings in the genre. But Racing Lagoon has such a personality.
It was a combat car game, but I can't remember which one it was. It was actually good though, or at least at the time it seemed like it was good. And that's
a lot of that stuff still does hold up.
That's a genre that died out completely. The combat car game, holy.
Oh god, yeah. Even games that tried to like push it forward, like Jack X Combat Racing, fantastic racing game if you haven't played it. Let alone a combat racing game.
I think that might be the one I'm thinking of, actually.
It might have been that, actually, yeah. Because I think you had all kinds of different vehicles for Jack X, if I remember. It's been years since I played Jack X. Like, my decades, actually.
Yeah, me too. Well,
but yeah.
Well, I also remember back in the day, I had a PlayStation Magazine subscription, and during the PS2 era, I mean, they would send you like discs with like playable demos. for games.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Well, OPSM did. Unofficial PSM didn't. There are others, but official
yeah,
PSM did. Yeah, demo discs were the shit.
which I actually had a subscription. I had a subscription to both. Unofficial PSN mag I loved, but I was sad. But I was sad when their final issue, when they went
Sam,
out of business.
I am not usually a book collector kind of guy, but I do have a first issue of something that I think might make you a little jelly.
And I'm curious what that would be.
I have the first
fir-
issue for Unofficial PlayStation Magazine. The one that came with the lid sticker of their logo with the smiley face with the eye patch with the star on it, with the sticker.
Oh
in
yeah. Oh yeah.
it.
You still have that?
I do have that. I had to rebuy some stuff because my dad tossed a lot of my fucking magazine collection when I was way younger, like 14. And I've had to rebuy shit. But yeah, no, I picked up a first issue with because I was hunting for the lid stickers and I found the first issue with the lid sticker. So I'm like, all right, I'll buy it. But yeah, no, I rebought a lot of the old magazines I have just for nostalgia.
I've done that.
I love unofficial PSM.
I've done that too. Not with PSN, with some others.
I miss game magazines.
Well, listen, I said, and this was before you were co-hosting, but I said that if the game magazines existed, I don't think maybe Gamergate still would have happened, but games journalism wouldn't have been as shitty as.
No, because I mean, games. Don't get me wrong; it was still on the take, right? Nobody was infallible. Nobody wanted to lose an exclusive by being too honest about something that they didn't like, right? That's the inherent problem within journalism, and especially back then, I don't think games journalists were at really any form of traditionally trained journalists. I don't think most of them went to journalism school even back then. Maybe the Europeans, because for those who don't know, European gaming magazines, when they did interviews with developers, would actually ask thought-provoking questions. Well, what does this story say about modern society, or what messages did you want to convey with this controversial topic in the game? And meanwhile, American journalists, when they were asking questions like, how many levels are there? How long does it take to beat? How many secrets are there? How many secret weapons are there? How many different game modes are there? How many people can play it? Like, it was a stark difference. And if you think I'm bullshitting, go watch the fucking Ars Technica 3-hour review with Lorne Lanning. He sets that shit fucking straight, and he fucking explains that shit. And you should listen to it anyway, because Lorne Lanning is a fucking genius. That man is so goddamn smart. You can get a lifetime of knowledge if you know how to pick apart what he says. For those who don't know, Lorne Lanning is the creator of Oddworld, Abe's Odyssey, Abe's Adventures, the Oddworld games. Fantastic games. Fantastic man. Sorry, was that too much cock in my mouth?
No, but I think someone on Twitter by the name of like Mr. Oddworld followed me, so I'm wondering if he was inspired by that.
Who knows? But yeah, no. So I kind of to veer back onto it. No, Racing Lagoon is just, it's dripping with style, it's dripping with personality, it's unapologetic. There's nothing like it, and I've never really seen anything like it. Because it's partially inspired by the manga anime Wangan Midnight, which is a highway racing series, right? Wangan Midnight got a PS3 game later on in life, right? Just like the initial D games eventually had their own games. But initial D games and Wangan Midnight games don't have the same feel as Racing Lagoon in terms of their story and the feel of it all, the world. They're very much their own world. So as a game, they're just adaptations. Racing Lagoon has no previous made material. Everything was made for that series. And Is it perfect? Absolutely not. Are there some plot holes? Yeah, kind of. You kind of gotta not think too hard, and let your brain turn off after a minute. It's kind of like Fast and Furious movies. If you just kind of can turn your brain off, it's fantastic. If you think too hard, you may ruin it.
Yeah, well, I mean, so kind of, I think kind of the same thing we have here in America. If you want my opinion, is one of my other favorite franchises, which actually did become successful. But if you look at the original Max Payne game,
Yep.
the first Max Payne game was a love letter to like film noir,
pulp noir,
and John Woo,
first and foremost,
Hong Kong. Yeah,
action. Yeah, and to be honest, and maybe you'll agree with me, I don't know if you will. Max Payne, and by no means is bad. The gameplay is average. That game's strength lies in its narrative more than its combat, and that is okay.
Totally. But
there's nothing else like it at the time.
I will say too, it was kind of clever, and boy, did I have to have a lot of save files. But I mean, the difficulty, the AI would adapt to you, and like if you got too good, well then like there was no way that you beat that game without dying a couple times.
Yeah,
there was just no way. So I mean, I guess being adaptive, like that was pretty new for that game, for the industry at the time. But
and even then, it still was able to have fun with itself. Fucking what was that one show? Lords and Lasses, Lords and Ladies.
Yeah.
And that went on into the other games and was this whole cinematic universe in the Max Payne verse.
Yeah, they had Captain Baseball Bat Boy too, which was a comic book strip and an animated series that I was impressed that even made it into Max Payne 3.
That's fantastic.
Like some of those gags that they did in 1 made it all the way to 3, and I know that people have gripes with Max Payne 3 being taken over by Rockstar, but it's not a bad game.
At least you got the third game. At least you got it.
Yeah.
And it was done and completed. I will say real quick, just to springboard, I like Grand Theft Auto for that same reason, because ever since Grand Theft Auto 4, they'd had their in-game TV universe that you could watch their little pre-made shows, right? And in GTA 4 episode, The Ballad of Gay Tony, the DLC, they introduced their take on anime, which was Princess Robot Bubblegum, which is like trampy teenager fighting evil in a bikini. She has a drunken red raccoon ring cat sidekick, pervy mask. It's just anime tropes from the 90s into an anime. And the best part is they made a whole little animated episode in Flash or some shit, and it was great, right? It was great world building for this thing. And then in GTA 5, in one of the online DLCs, they made a new episode for it with all new stuff, and then they started adding liveries to the cars, so your racing cars could have Princess Robot Bubblegum on it, like animes do here in the real world.
That is hilarious. My favorite,
fantastic.
My favorite thing in GTA across all the games was just to drive around and listen to not necessarily the radio music stations.
Talk radio.
Yeah, the talk radio.
The storyline with Laszlo. Yeah.
Well, and especially Fernando too, because if you play Vice City in the 80s, Fernando's a perv. I mean, he always is a perv.
So is a perv.
but in Vice City, it's like it's like
a Miami 80s perv.
Well, in Vice City, it's more acceptable. And then by the time GTA 5 comes out, he's like Fernando. He always refers to himself in the third person too. It's like Fernando has been to human resources trading. Fernando respects women in the workforce now, and just like little, subtle. It's funny the way
It is. They have their own little universe. It's fantastic.
Yeah,
And that's why I like the TV stuff, because it did what they did with the old franchise, like Laszlo. Like I remember listening to Laszlo in 3, and then how it changed for Vice City, and then how that changed for San Andreas. Like you got to see the previous iterations and all that, and then he was just put in as a straight character.
Which I think, if I'm not mistaken, and I could be fucking on my radio lore now, so Max Sand will probably come yell at me, but I'm pretty sure that Anthony Cumia voiced one of the DJs in one of the GTA games.
Probably they got for 5. They got DJ Pooh, so yeah, they definitely love having the guest people do the radio stuff.
I heard that they were going to get Howard Stern to try and do one, but Howard, as usual, thought he was above doing that, and he missed out. And
where is he now? No one knows.
Well, no, I can tell you exactly where Howard Stern is.
No one knows, Sammy. It's a bit. Go ahead. Where is he?
He's hiding. He's hiding in it. Everyone knows where he is because he never leaves the house anymore. So he's literally in his home. He still thinks.
Hold on. Go ahead. I think I have breaking news. Go ahead.
Oh,
sorry.
He still thinks that COVID is fully on, and that and that Fauci, he's still waiting for his vaccine for the umpteenth time. He's afraid to go outside. So yeah. We do know where he is. He hasn't left home since 2019, I don't think. So
yeah, that's some people. Give me fucking Christ. I'm trying to find the thing so I can see the thing so I can go to the incognito mode because someone blocked me like a bitch. Fucking where is Ethan Ralph's Twitter account?
Oh yeah, I need to go to.
You need to go and check it because apparently something's really fucking happening. Okay, yeah. The Ralph Retort. Okay.
No, I mean he's blocked me. He's blocked me too, so I've got to go.
Instagram, the fucking Twitter. Fucking. Oh my god, it's real. Unless it's a fucking gay op. What the fuck? Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna read it off. I'm sorry, chat. I know this is great for audio. As of 16 minutes ago, Ethan Ralph, famous convicted sex offender. 45 minutes ago, he said, "Trust no bitches." 16 minutes ago, Amanda Morris has absconded with my child in New York City. We had an argument in the airport and no charges, of course. It was an argument on the plane, like literally nothing. But now she disappeared with my daughter. I'm in NYC. 8 minutes ago, I got the real tape if the bitch wants to play this game. Somebody saying, just calm down and gather yourself so you make smart decisions. Dude, you're be fucking pointed. In high-stress situations, it could be easy to lash out, but think about what's smart for you and your family. Again, you're fucking hoping he thinks. In which Ralph responded, quote, retweeting, quote, "I don't have a family. I have a whore who claims to be my wife."
Yeah, I just saw that.
What the fuck? Guys, I wasn't expecting corn. Let me turn on the grill. I got to get an onion and rub it down. Fuck, dude. Oh my god, Kiwi Farms. Oh my god. Kiwi's on DEFCON 5. Oh my fucking god, dude. Sam, we were talking about Racing Lagoon. What the fuck happened?
You know what's funny, Akiba, is when I was trying to find articles for the show, I was like, okay, tonight is gonna be the night I'm not going to bring up Ethan Ralph or any E-drama. But as usual, E-drama
I wouldn't
finds
care to.
us.
Yeah, I wouldn't care to if it was minor, but Ethan Ralph going, I don't have a family. I have a whore who claims to be my wife. I got the tapes. If I've got the real tapes of the bitch wants to play. What tapes? Are there more? Are we going to see May suck some cock tonight? Well, cock is, that insinuates it's big. Pecker, little buddy. She's going to suck a little buddy. A little Smoky's sausage, perhaps. And now you're getting dinged.
Ash, I know. Stop texting me. Come into chat. I fuck it.
You fucker. Oh my god. Oh my fucking god.
So thank God I have iMessage on here because I'm using my phone as my webcam. Let me see that. Akiba, and sorry, I'm typing.
No, you said it right. Akiba and I. That's how you phrase that.
And I.
Akiba. God, you people say my name wrong so often I forget how to say it myself.
Ready? No. Oh shit. This might be. Yeah. Oh shit. He sent me something different. He doesn't know about this yet.
Hold on. He said something else. Harry, she swallows too. Alana. Oh, his wife. Never mind. Oh, somebody asked him. Well, I wonder what Rosie's gonna think when she grows older and sees all this stuff about you talking. Well, I'm adding this. All this stuff about you talking bad about grandparents, and he goes, "I don't really care." Gee, surprising. Harry Morris, 14 years ago on Twitter, quote, "What?" question mark, end quote. I don't usually care to talk that much about Ethan Ralph because I find it boring most of the time, other than when he does some funny, dumb shit. But this is kind of nutter butters, I would say. Sam, would you agree with that take?
Yeah. Ash doesn't know. Holy shit. He sent me
Fucking
something.
Christ.
He sent me something completely different.
Because he just posted a picture of him with Rosie Rosie earlier today. So this is all sounding correct.
Yeah, the first thing I read was I have a whore for a wife. Holy.
Now, I want to say, with this in mind, keep in mind that on January 28th, 10 p.m., 2023, he had said, I'm going to Rome with Harry Morris's firstborn child and daughter. Firstborn child and daughter, one thing, period, and his granddaughter, exclamation mark. God, he can't fucking write. And his granddaughter. He's coping with his other daughters who swallows the Ralpha male 2FO2, 2 for 2, I guess, batting in parentheses, batting 1.0000.
And
I think he meant to make a comma, but no, it's 1.40s. Sad, exclamation mark, copying Trump. IP2 thought was a lot better, I gotta say, admitting that he raped Alice in her face and probably more. I'll take some pics for you losers. Enjoy Papa Morris. And now whore wife. That was archived at like 4:00 today.
And if I'm not mistaken, he just got married like right after Christmas, right? Like he got married last.
Dude, I don't fucker. I don't remember. Like a month ago, less than a month ago.
Yeah,
I don't think it's been that long.
Yeah, less than a month ago. That's what I'm saying. Like I'm
I
not
mean, we're
imagining.
talking sub 6 months. We're talking sub a year. We're talking sub 3 months. Easy. Yeah, a month maybe change.
Yeah, this might be the fastest marriage like breakup that I personally have. I'm sure there are other relationships that have melted down faster, but as far as ones that I'm aware of personally, this is like a new record.
This is, I mean, I know he burns fucking bridges, but holy fucking cock, dude. This is a little much.
Yeah.
I can't. Ooh, it's gonna be an interesting week, I guess. Fuck me.
Well,
Well, you know, I can play Racing Lagoon while I wait.
I can hear, even though he's no longer on air. I don't know if you can hear this, but I
I
can
hear the smokers cackle.
Yeah, I can hear the smokers cackle all the way from I can hear that all the way here in Florida.
Fucking God. You know, I'm mad that I missed out on. I knew it was closing. I didn't remember when. I didn't buy myself a goddamn Medicare hat, and now he's not selling them no more, and I'm sad. I was like, yeah, I need to right before they go out, so I always have a job. Nope, god damn it, son of a bitch. If any listeners of the show, if you have a spare Medicare hat, I will buy it at a premium from you. Contact me at Akiba Insomnia.
I bought mine as a joke just to fuck with merch, but I'd be happy to give mine to
If you want to keep it, by all means keep it. I'll try to source another one somehow, but I wouldn't mind.
I mean,
but I know you like your Medicare hat. That's the thing too, Sammy.
I do, but more than that, this is the hat that I'm not getting rid of, Akiba.
So you do have your signature hat after all.
I do have my signature hat. The Dennis Miller Zone from the original radio show. And yes, I know it's dirty. I know it's got dirt on the brim, but folks,
I call that character.
Yes. And also,
dude, I look at it.
Yeah, and also, someone on Twitter made fun of me for my Penguin baseball cap. This is like originally a $50 baseball cap that I got resale for like $10 at a thrift store.
That looks like a good cap. That looks like a good cap.
It is. And I could have paid $50 at Nordstrom for it, but no. What's funny is I found this at a thrift store for like $10, and then I found the exact same cap at Nordstrom like a day later for like $50. So that's a big win. That's a big W. So
yeah, I'd say so, certainly.
So. And yeah, I have no idea how I got a mustard stain on it, but
well, you know what, Sammy? If you do decide you want to pass it along, I will take it with me to the land of the rising sun. And I'll take a picture of that hat wherever you want me to. You want to see the Medicare hat on top of Fuji, Sammy? I can make that happen for you.
Just tell Jim I said hi. That would be my if you ever get.
We both know he's not in Japan.
Well,
he's got an Asian at home. He doesn't need to go across the sea for Asians.
Well, I was told whoever has the hat, like that means we have an instant VIP, access to. No, I guess that was something else. So no, but yeah. Oh geez, yeah. That did not take long for Ralph to
fuck it all up. Now there is a possibility that it's kayfabe, knowing Ralph, because it does seem a little too good to be true that he's losing his brain that fast, that hard. But I don't see what the the benefit is. I don't see what he gets out of it. Because Ralph's beyond doing it for lulz. He's always financially motivated.
No, this is funny. So Ash is listening, but also texting me during the show. No, Ash, not the wrestler. Ralph didn't fuck any of the chicks from Ralph Mania that I know of. His wife is the one who apparently has left him. That's what
Recent
we're saying.
wife as of a month and a half, who also has already birthed his child long ago.
His wife of less than a month. Yeah.
Or 2 at most. No more than 2.5 months. Fuck, was it? It wasn't even a month ago, was it? Let me go look at the tweet.
Yeah.
January 13th. It's not even been a month. Oh my God, it's not even been. Hold on. January 13th. It's been 2 weeks and a day.
Oh.
This better be a worker. This is the biggest fucking holy fuck cock, dude.
I mean, okay, so
and it's a Vegas Elvis wedding on top of that.
So I will admit I had some pretty like short-term relationships when I was in high school, but none of my relationships were this short-term ever.
Yeah, that's especially at the level of marriage. His location is
yeah.
I'm gonna say Mierda because it's Mierda no matter what it is, Merida. But Mierda Yucatan. That's the funniest thing. That's the funniest goddamn thing for me.
I have to say that hearing you laugh whenever Mierda gets brought up brings me joy. because
he's in fucking Mexico. That'll never not be fucking funny to me.
What's even funnier is that's like the one word in Spanish that I picked up immediately without even taking a Spanish class.
Beautiful. That's how it should be.
So,
that's right.
So
on my super duper secret personal Twitter account that nobody knows because I don't post on it anymore. I was also blocked by Ralph because I called him out on his bullshit a long time ago. I think it was during the pill stream. I said, dude, they were laughing at you, not with you. And he fucking blocked me like a thin-skinned little bitch. I have to go to my other secret account. Ooh. And check for the likes because you can't check if you're not logged in. What is he like? Yeah, 6 hours. He's liking stuff from 6-7 hours ago. So he's not liking any replies about his wife allegedly being a whore. I don't know. Maybe he was hacked too. Because it went 5 hours ago, lol, some guy took a picture of me at JFK Airport. Awesome feeling. Dude, that's the saddest shit I've ever fucking heard in my life. And then 1 hour ago, trust no bitches. Then 31 minutes after that, Amanda Morris has absconded with my child. So 30 minutes from it happening, I guess, to the full explanation.
Well, no, what's funny is if you go into my timeline under the replies, I replied to Vickers earlier today because he had posted a screenshot where of Ralph was talking how he was smack talking Heron, saying I'm a professional shitlord or something. And I was like, imagine pushing 40 and having like professional shitlord as like an accomplishment. Like considering shitlording to be an accomplishment at age 40.
I don't consider being a shitlord any accomplishment at any age. Sure, a shit stirrer, a troll, absolutely, but Like,
Maybe.
that's so cringe.
Yeah, maybe when you're 14, like admitting that that you're a shitlord would be
Yeah,
like
because
one thing, but not.
I'm a spunky kid, like, but like like, dude, you pay too much taxes to be saying shit like that. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
yeah. Well, you have too much life experience
Yeah,
at
like
that
you've gone through
point.
too much shit for that to be your biggest claim to fame, and if it is, good god, good god. Well, Sammy, I think we're coming up at 2.5 hours. I think, did we cover everything you wanted to touch on?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, we covered everything I had in terms of the stories. We covered Racing Lagoon, and then holy shit, breaking news. So,
Yeah. Are you gonna play Racing Lagoon or no?
if I can play Racing Lagoon,
Duck Station is incredibly easy to hook up, and you just plug a controller into your computer and you download a thing and you go play it. It's super simple. And by the way, if you're playing Racing Lagoon, here's a pro tip. Go ahead and turn your internal resolution all the way to times 16, even if you don't have a 4K monitor, just to flex on the Japanese. And go ahead and click that section below where it corrects some of those polygons, get rid of that wobble, and really shows you the true 3D image. And then make sure you have the widescreen adaptation that stretches it out. Don't filter your images. It looks too smudged and fucky. But if you do all that, you should have the best possible experience playing Racing Lagoon in the most beautiful possible way. That game is so good that it's almost a waste that it's on a CRT. That's how pretty the graphics can be.
that's great advice. So,
Also, if you download it from cdromance.com, sorry, I have to plug this real fast. The zip file comes with a memory card file that has an easy cheat version. And basically, it's the first car with an end game level engine, and it'll get you through most of the game without having to do too much. So if you want to just play it for mostly the story, you can, but you will have to actually put in some work once you're like halfway through. A little bit, at least a little.
Yeah. So Ash actually asked a question. Do you think Horse or Amanda wanted to have a baby and dip because that's what he thinks? Maybe.
Maybe. I don't know. Amanda's kind of a nutcase herself in some ways. So maybe she certainly does see it now as a viable hold all, I guess. Whether or not she thinks she'll get anything out of Ethan's a different story. And again, this is all if this is real, because we know she has fucking Stockholm syndrome already. And she has had it pretty goddamn bad, or at least portrayed to have it bad. I don't think this was a long con because it means you still have to. I'm not a lady, so I don't know what it's like to have a vagina, and I'm not somebody who wants a vagina, but I can't imagine it's worth taking the Memphis Micro into your vagina, to put it bluntly. I'm not going to be weird like some of those other people and say slit or coin slot or some weird thing somebody with a vagina obsession would have who maybe wants to have one. But I still say I wouldn't want Ralph's small baby wiener basically put into me. If the man's 4'1", how big can his dick really be? And sadly, we all know.
Yeah.
Well, it's evidence. I don't think Amanda would take it in her like that and have that. If she wasn't willing to have Digibro's baby,
Oh yeah, I forgot all about that.
I mean, maybe because he made more money than Digibro, maybe, but that is a long con. But also the shit she did with Faith in those text messages.
Yeah. Ugh.
I feel like she's just also a bad person. I don't feel like she's been trying to grift Ralph through this much, because pushing a baby out of you can't be easy. You know, that's a big commitment to your grift.
That would be playing the long game if I had ever heard of it. And
a big old 24-hour op.
24-hour op times a billion at that point. But I don't think there's much more to say on this. I'm sure we'll get more developments on other channels, and I'm sure we'll cover it here maybe next week or something.
But if it didn't turn out to be a big old gay op,
Yep. But until then, folks, thanks for tuning in, and Akiba, thanks as always. Anything you want to plug or?
Go play Racing Lagoon. That's it.
And thanks for tuning in.
I guess follow me on Twitter at Akiba Insomnia, but go play Racing Lagoon. Thank you for turning in. Sorry, Sammy, go ahead.
And thanks for tuning in. Follow me at SamDifference20C and basically all my socials that you can see. Tune in to The Good, the Bad, and the Vicious next week, because they'll be having Matt Jarbo, and that will be interesting. I actually, other than the flagging incident, I don't know that much about Mr. Jarbo, so it'll be interesting to hear his perspective on things and kind of get a fresh take on him, I guess. So yeah,
no, he's a pretty okay guy. He got wrapped up in the whole internet thing and e-celeb thing, but he's a pretty good dude overall, I think.
Yeah, that kind of
he's certainly somebody that has shown he can learn and improve upon himself, which apparently is hard to do for some.
Yeah, well, Matt's not the biggest in the sector anymore, I guess. So there is that.
Exactly.
But anyway, folks, thanks for tuning in, and we'll talk to you down the road. Later.
Thanks for listening to The Whitfield Report on the NGC Network. Please visit Sam's website at www.thesamwhitfield.com and support Sam on Patreon at patreon.com/Whitfield Report. Until next time, God bless, God save this great nation, and God, freedom, legacy, in that order.